Hello, my fellow Chuckin' friends. Happy Monday night. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Chuckin'. We're going to have some fun tonight because I'm all about people we love today. First, we're going to talk a little bit about Mother's Day and some great projects that you can make to celebrate, the person who gave birth to you. There's got to be a better way to say that. The person who nurtured you, hopefully, and protected you, hopefully, and helped you on your way in life. So we're going to talk a little bit about mothers and some projects, as well as grandmothers, because grandmothers are just as important as mothers, I feel. And then we're going to make a beautiful board. We're kind of copying one that I posted in the VIP group, so if you've seen it, we're going to do something similar. Not quite exactly the same, just because I don't have the surface and blah, blah, blah. But we are going to create with the Those We Love transfer, which is an extremely popular transfer because it is a very nice memorial for the people that we love that are no longer here. So sometimes Mother's Day, it's hard, right? It's not always easy if your mother's not here anymore. So we're going to talk about both of them together in conjunction with each other. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to take a minute here and find you. And where are you? Nobody's even commenting, so maybe you guys aren't here tonight. Maybe I hit the live button, but I'm not really live. You never really know, or maybe I'm in the wrong place. Shouldn't be. But by now I should be showing up. We have been having internet issues all day. Oh, there we are. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are going to make these super fun transfers today. So hang on, roll with me here 1 second. I'm trying something new. There we go. Okay, so now I don't have to post this in the VIP group later. I went live in the VIP group too, so I shared it in there. So we're in both places, which is good. So hey, Mike, I was thinking about you today, Mike. We haven't heard from you since you created your beautiful little project. So welcome, Mike. So I'm making Maria. I'm an independent Chalk Couture designer, which is an amazing company, and I get the opportunity to play with this fun product and have all kinds of different ways that I guess I can have tons of fun with it. So if you're new to Chalk Couture, let me tell you a little bit about the company. Chalk Couture is a company that's chalking the halls, walls, accents, and accessories of homes all across America. We were created to be designed, loved, and repeated for every season and any reason, and we bring easy, high-end DIY home decor directly to you. And we do that by offering reusable adhesive silkscreen transfers, Chalkology paste, couture ink, surfaces that you can create on, and accessories to make chalking super easy and super, super fun. It's a very, very stress-free way to kind of get your creative side going and just have a little outlet. I'm not an artistic person. I'm crafty. I like to think that I'm crafty. I can copy things. I can, I can't say I've had a ton of original ideas in my life, but I have had a few. But I'm not artistic. I can't paint. I can't, freehand something. And what this product does is it gives me the ability to create beautiful, beautiful things that I either want to put in my home or give as gifts that actually turn out and like you're proud of. And every time we do this and it never gets old, I pull that transfer back and every single time I'm like, oh, I made that. It just never gets old. Ever, ever, ever. Hello, Linda. Linda, welcome. So first we want to talk about the Make It Monday bundle because we actually made the Make It Monday bundle already. And we made this adorable little palette board. This is our 5x7 palette board. It's a $9.99 surface. It's a very inexpensive surface. And you can chalk on both sides of it, which is what's so nice about it. It kind of gives you double bang for your buck because you can create on both sides. So you can do general home decor on one side, you can do holiday on the other. It's really just a super fun little project. So this is the current Make It Monday bundle in the Making Maria VIP group. What's that? You're not in the Making Maria VIP group? Whoa, that's where all the fun is. That's where you gotta be. So if you want to comment, add me. I would be more than happy to, I'm finding my little button that says comment Emmy. There we go. Send you the link. And now that I'm thinking about that, Susan, if you're here, I was supposed to check and see if you were in there, and I forgot to do that. I will do that, Susan. But the Making Maria VIP group is where all the fun stuff happens. So you want to be in there if you're not currently in there. But I also wanted to show you, I have 3 other transfers that I would say kind of fit the bill for Mother's Day. Because they're mother themed, right? And who doesn't love a good mother theme in your transfer collection? So the first one is grandchildren. And what this sentiment says is, grandchildren fill the space in your heart that you never knew was empty. And this transfer is very popular. And what's nice about it is it has the cute little handprints on it, but you don't have to use the handprints. You can actually put chalk on your grandchildren's hands or your children's hands if you're going to make this for a grandparent, and put their hands on the actual surface with the chalk on it. So you can use these hands if your grandchildren's hands or children's hands are not handy, or you can use their actual hands. So this is a super cute transfer. And things that I have seen done with this is inked on a sweatshirt, and then the grandchildren's handprints inked all over the sweatshirt, which is really super cute. There's lots of very fun things. We've done this on, the surface that we're going to do tonight is another one that you could do it on. We've done it on similar surfaces, and then you put the little clips all over it, and then you can clip pictures of children with the grandparents, or grandparents and the children, or just children, or however you choose to do it. So this is the name of it actually is just grandchildren, and this is a really fun one for Mother's Day and Grandmother's Day. The other one is Home is Where Your Mom Is. This one has some really nice pieces. It has some greenery, and then, this way. These little dots are berries that you can put in the leaves. It's got the arrows go next to the is, kind of in here. This is a very nice, it's a nice size, because it's, although this is a B-size transfer because it has lots of elements to it, you can make this different sizes, which is really kind of fun. So this is a really cute little surface, or transfer. And then the last one that I think is really kind of Mother's Day, because this is how we all feel lately, right? Mom's Diner is open 24 hours a day. Good eats. I did say to my children today, stop eating. Oh my gosh, it's like all of a sudden they have tapeworms because they don't go to school and they want to eat all day long. I mean, at 11 o'clock in the morning, we're eating bowls of cereal and we've had breakfast already. I'm like, something is wrong with this. But this is a really, really fun transfer. And it's very retro. You can do it all kinds of different ways. This makes a really cute sign. So those are the other transfers I have that I would tell you are Mother's Day related. So if you want any of those, let me know. But this is the actual bundle that's in the Making Maria VIP group. This transfer is sold out. And I only have so many of them. So let me know if this is something that you're interested in. But it's in the VIP group. But it's super fun. It's just a fun little, it's a cute little board. So tonight, the project that we're going to make, I had posted this picture a couple days back. A friend of mine had made this beautiful board, absolutely beautiful memorial board. And I thought it was just like stunningly gorgeous. So I wanted to try to copy it, the idea of it, but not necessarily copy what she did. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Those We Love, Don't Go Away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, and always near, still loved, still missed, and always dear. It's a very nice sentiment, right, for those of us that have lost loved ones. So this is a very, I'm not going to say fun, because it's not a fun transfer, but it's a very thoughtful transfer. It makes a wonderful, wonderful gift, especially if you know someone who's recently lost someone. Or if it's just something you want to have in your home, because it's so very true, right? We all have people in our lives that are gone that we do feel close to still. And it's nice to have that little remembrance. So we're going to use this transfer. But then what we're also going to do is we're going to use it with at least 2 other transfers, possibly 3. We're going to use it with the Feathered Friends collection, which is super popular because birdhouses are a thing right now, right? So this is a birdhouse. This is a big old birdhouse that has 2 pieces to it. This is a C-size transfer, but it's a story. So when you look in the catalog, and you look at it online, there are things called chalk stories. And what chalk stories are is they're collections of transfers that are designed to go together in all kinds of different combinations, so you can totally get creative with them, but their fonts are made to go together, their sentiments are made to go together, their theme is together, and there's several of them, and they're all at the beginning of the catalog, and Feathered Friends is one of them. So let me show you the 3 transfers that go with this. First, there's the beautiful birdhouse. Then there is, it says Bless Our Nest, and it has some very nice floral pieces to it. And then there is, it says Gather, and it has some birds and a branch. So these are the 3 transfers of the Feathered Friends collection. You don't need all 3 of them. You don't have to have all of them, but they're fun. And they've got some really nice different things you can make with them. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use my new favorite surface, because now that I have found this surface, I am not going back. I love this surface. This is the diagonal palette board. It's very heavy, not very heavy, but it's a heavy it's not, you know, it's not a stretched canvas. This is a heavy wooden palette board, but you can chalk on both sides of it. And now I know we're supposed to be staying home. But those of you who know me, you know I have a very strong fondness for Target. And there's one within walking distance of my house that also has a grocery store attached to it, which is where I purchase my milk. I've always purchased my milk. Well, most of the time. I've purchased my milk from my Target. So I have to go there anyway to buy milk. And you can't walk through the store without going past the Bullseye Playground section, which is the dollar section in the beginning of the store. And they are, it's like bulging right now because nobody's buying anything. So there were lots of really fun new options out there. Now, I will tell you, I did not linger. I saw 2 things that I literally saw them, grabbed them, and walked out. I did not go through up and down the little aisle. Nope, I got my 2 things and I walked out. So, I think that's rain. Holy cow, it's like something's hitting my window. Yeah, it's either raining or hailing out now. Okay. Well, okay. Hopefully everything's going to be okay. So anyway, so I was in my Bullseye section, and they're bringing out new stuff because the Easter stuff has gone away, right? Which I do feel bad because they didn't sell all the stuff that they should normally have sold, right? But did you see these? Look at these fun little handles on our cute little board. They're like boat ties. You know, for the other day when we made Go Jump in the Lake, wouldn't this be perfect? So they come in white, and they came in silver. And they're $3, which is, for, if you know anything about drawer handle thingies, they're expensive. So I don't think $3 is bad at all. So these would look super cute on this board. I saw those. The other thing I saw that I'm not quite sure how we're going to deal with it yet, which they're these really cool clocks, and they're blank. They're like screaming chalk me, don't you think? These bad boys were $5. So those are my 2 little finds that I found at the Target dollar section. So, just saying, if you happen to go there for milk, they've got cute things that they're right on the end. You don't even have to walk into the aisles. Ooh, Carol just had hail. Okay, well then that sure didn't sound like rain, so I'm guessing it's hail. This is, I think, the advantages and disadvantages now of having a window in my craft room. But anyways, I digress. So this is our beautiful palette board. Again, you can chalk on both sides. Makes it very versatile. Super cute with handles on it, you know, to make it a tray. But we're going to chalk on this side of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our little birdhouse on one side. We're going to put our sentiment on the other side. And we're going to put some cute little red birds on some branches in between our sentiments. Because, I don't know if it's folklore, I don't know what it is, legend says that when a red cardinal comes and visits you, right, it's somebody from heaven. So we're going to do our birds in red. Now they're not cardinals. I don't know what kind of birds they are on the transfer, but we're going to go with it and just kind of pretend that they're cardinals. So this is the super fun transfer. This is a C size transfer. C size transfers are 12 by 18, and it's 2 parts. So when a transfer has parts like this, they're meant to be layered so that you can add different colors and dimension without worrying about your chalk paste colors mixing together. So it's a very fun, super easy way to add different colors to your transfers. Now what's nice about these is they have these little things called registration marks on them that when you chalk them, so you chalk this when you chalk, and then your next layer has the same things, and you line them up, and it lines up your transfer for you. It makes it about as foolproof as possible to get it lined up in the right spot. So the one thing we have learned is, especially, this is a wood palette board, it's not a chalkboard, so I can't just wash it off. So we've learned to put painter's tape underneath our registration marks when we chalk them so that we can remove the painter's tape and we don't have the chalk on our board. So that's our little trick to registration marks, is painter's tape. Works when you're inking as well. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this beautiful transfer and we are going to cut it apart. There's a very nice line down the middle of it that is our cut line. Okay, so we're going to put our birdhouse over here like so. We're going to take our sentiment and we're going to break it up. We're going to do it top and bottom, but in this part is where we're going to, that's kind of what our example one had done. She'd put her birds in between. She put one bird in between and she put one bird on top of her cute little birdhouse. We're going to see if we can make all that fit. I don't know if we can get, we might have to put the bird someplace else. Or we might put both of them over here. We're going to play with it a little bit. But it was really cute, and I can't remember which friend of mine made it, but she gave me permission to share the picture, so it's in the VIP group. If you want to see how she made it, she actually made it on a board that she had cut out in the shape of a house. I'm not cutting out. I'm not that talented anymore. I've given up on my scroll saw. Okay, I haven't given up. I'm just taking a hiatus from my scroll saw right now. Problems, right? Okay, so this is how you chalk. You whip your transfer over and you write birdhouse number 1, because the other nice thing about this transfer is it has numbers on it, so you know which one to do first. I mean, really, this is, they could not make this easier. Okay, unless they did it for you. Birdhouse number 2. Okay, so I have not stopped and said hello to everybody yet. So let's do that real quick. Hello, Miss Terry from Texas. Linda Squared. Hey, Susan. Hey, Jen. Linda, Mr. Mike. Carol. Christine from Michigan. Hello. And Kristen. Okay, Kristen, I'm going to think really hard about where you are. I know this, Kristen. It's not Minnesota. It's Michigan. Right? Kristen, you're in Michigan. Niles, Michigan. Okay, eventually it comes to me. So I'm going to take my transfer. I'm going to flip her over. Now we got really bad wind sounds. Hey, Darlene. Welcome to our trucking party. Set this aside. You're going to need this. I don't think I'm going to like having a window in my craft room when we have icky weather. Although, do you remember the one that we had the tornado and it wasn't, I think it was Cheryl that saved me. I'm like, I think that's the tornado sirens. And Cheryl's like, yeah, I should have probably, you know, turned my live off a little sooner. Okay, so actually I want to bring it all the way down so I can try to get my little bird up on top. So I'm going to put my transfer down. We're going to see if we can get a bird on top. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Hello, Miss Virginia from Illinois. I feel like I should say that about you, Verge. I say that about everybody else, where they're from. So Verge is in Illinois. Not that far from me. Can we get a bird up here? Yeah, we can fit a bird up there. Look at that. All right. So when you have a palette board, it's separate wood pieces that are nailed together. So you do have some variation when you have where the boards come together. So you do have to be careful and make sure you really seal down your transfers along those lines. And I can see air in my transfer. And I should have fuzzed it. But I didn't, and it's too late now. I can see air. You can see when you have an air bubble in your transfer because your transfer is iridescent. So you'll know when you have air. And you need to get all that air out, or you won't get smooth chalk. So you look at it from an angle, and you can kind of see if you see your screen moving or if you see any iridescent coloring. Right there. And then you just got to work your air out. Just because it doesn't give you a clean chalk if you don't. So what I was thinking is we were going to make our birdhouse. That is way too much like the color of the board. So I think we're going to make our birdhouse in almond, which is a very pretty cream color. And then we're going to make the rest. Ooh, wait, you got to think about this. Well, we're not going to do the bottom line of our birdhouse. I don't think. Because I don't think we need the bottom line, do we? This can be the bottom of our birdhouse. Yeah, we're going to skip the bottom line. So when it comes to this part, we're going to do brown, right? Because wouldn't the roof of a birdhouse be brown? And then we have our little holes and little thingy bobbers. We need to figure out colors on that stuff. And then, which I was thinking navy blue, because I love me some navy blue. We're going to do our birds in red. So I don't want this to look patriotic. So we're going to do our birds in, what's candy apple red. And we're going to do our birds are in red, our words are in white. Because I want the words to stand out. And we might, I don't know about the blue. Maybe we should move to pesto. Hey Tammy, welcome. Pesto's a very pretty green, but that'll look Christmassy. We don't want green. Then we move to Tide. We're going to get there. Let's make the house first, and then we need to figure out the colors to make the roof, which I really think should be brown, right? And then what color should we make our circles? We could make them black, you know, which would be logical, right? So think about those things. Those are the questions for the day. In the meantime, we're going to do the actual birdhouse, which we're going to do in almond. So you take your chalk paste, you open it up, you stir it up. How's life in Michigan, Tammy? Did you have good weather today, or did you have bad weather? So you stir up your chalk paste, get it a good consistency. Now this particular transfer has a ton of screen space to it. So to make very light work of it, I'm going to pull out the big boy. Just because really, honestly, I look for any excuse to pull out the big boy because I love the big boy. He's going to go whoosh like twice, and we're going to have this whole thing done, which is really, really nice. Ooh, Jennifer has hail. Jennifer, you're not that far from me. So that would make sense, Jennifer. Oh, no, you're south of me. You're kind of southwest of me. A little bit. Probably more, yeah, southwest. So that must have been hail. So it started at Carol. Carol's north of all of us, and it just came down. That's kind of funny. We'll just use you, Carol, as our weather girl. Woman. Our weather woman. Not girl. All right, so I just, again, this is going to make this, ooh, I forgot about our registration marks. Ah, hang on. This is a major mistake because my chalk paste is drying now while I'm trying to figure out my tape. So I'm going to move quickly and get my tape down. Now the one thing we've learned about registration marks and tape is you really need to do your registration marks in white because, or as white as possible, because the blue, if you're doing blue painter's tape, because it's hard to see darker colors on top of the blue tape. So you do have to think about what color you're chalking. And, you know, in past videos, what I've done, I need a little more paste, is I have just pulled out my white and done my registration marks just in white. Okay. So, got to get my registration mark. Okay. Smooth out my lines. Get all that excess paste off. Take that excess, put it right back in my container. Pull off my transfer. Minnesota, and nice to have snow gone, but still have on the cool side. Okay, I'm pulling off my transfer carefully because this is a lot of screen space, so it's a lot of fabric to stretch. And then I just take it and stick it right in my water bath. Push it right down so it gets wet. Woo! Okay. It's adorable already. We haven't even done that much. So, okay, this is really cute. I like our little birdhouse. So I'm washing off my stuff real quick, just because it's easier to do it while it's wet. Hey, Michelle! Michelle, I'm worried about you working third shift. You posted that post the other day about working third shift, and I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do it. I could not do it at all anymore. I used to work third shift, like in college. That's how long ago that was. I worked third shift at George Webb's. For those of you who are familiar with what George Webb's is, it's like a diner. That's how I put myself through school, was I worked third shift. And I got chalk paste everywhere. Jeez Louise, I'm a hot mess. What is this line? Okay. So I'm gonna dry my chalk paste. So because it's a lot of silkscreen, it's a lot of chalk. So it does take a little bit longer. Not very long, but it takes a little bit longer than the hot second it normally takes for it to dry. And it's the same thing when you have the ridges. They grab onto a little more chalk, so your chalk is a little more thick along the lines of the palette board. So you just have to really make sure it's dry. Because we're going to layer another transfer over it, so we really need to make sure it's dry. In fact, we're going to dry it a little bit, and we're going to move on to the next pieces and come back to it just to give it another second to dry. So while that is drying, we're going to start with our words. So we're going to put a cute little bird up here, kind of on our little birdhouse. Yeah, well, he's going to have a roof though too. We'll work on that. Then we're going to have a cute little bird over here in the middle, and he's going to be in between our words. So we're going to do words, words, and bird. That's the plan. Anyway, we'll see if it works. Thank you, Linda. I love the birdhouse too. He's so stinking popular too. Okay, so I'm going to put my words a little more towards the top. I'm going to center it in between my birdhouse and my edge as best I can in the Maria non-measuring world. Okay, push it down. We're only doing the top portion, and then we're going to lift it up and do the bottom portion on the bottom of the board. And these words we're going to do in white. Just so I want the sentiment to, be the color of focus. And the white on this gray board is amazing. So I'm just going to pull out a mini squeegee, dip her in, and this just goes boom. Doesn't take any time at all. But yeah, Michelle, I've been thinking about you ever since you posted that picture of you all, geared up in your mask and your scrubs and all that stuff, and thinking about third shift, and oh my goodness, I could not do that. I had my little nephew sleep over one night, and we were up in the night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I am out of practice on this stuff. Okay, so now we're going to lift it up, and we're going to have the first half of our sentiment. I'm going to set it next to me. It's sticky side up at the moment, except don't set it on top of your dryer, because then you just have to move it. Oh, sometimes you gotta wonder about me. So now I'm just drying it. And apparently I didn't feel the Y needed its whole part. I totally missed half of the Y. Birdhouses are really, really popular. I think because they're kind of a staple, right? They kind of go in any home decor. So we're good and dry. Yep, we're good and dry. And I want to do this part down here. I want to see how much room am I leaving myself for my birds. Okay. Oh yeah, he fits. Plenty of room for our cute little bird. So I'm just pushing this guy down. We're gonna get I'm just gonna do our sentiment first, and then we'll go back and do our cute little birds. That way I know my spacing. I'm not guessing. So I'm holding this part up just because you know, it's fresh chalk. I don't want it to, you can lay it down, but I don't know, I'm being weird today. I'm just holding it up. But yeah, I totally missed half of our Y up on the top, so that's a very easy fix. I just lay my transfer back down and go back over it. Okay, oh, I am gonna love this board. So I take this, I stick it in my water bath. So we started this by talking about Mother's Day and all that good stuff, right? And grandparents and little gifts that we can make for those that, you know, mean so much. They do so much, right? And some of you are those people, right? You have grandchildren and that you are, you know, a very integral part of their lives. You help care for them. You help raise them. It takes a village. Okay, this is gonna look cute. So it's nice to commemorate. So I was very, very lucky in my life. My grandmother was an amazing woman. Absolutely amazing. All like 4 feet of her. She was not very tall. She had lots of very funny habits, like falling asleep while she was washing dishes, standing up. She was just a hysterical woman. Your typical little Italian grandma, right? She's 4 feet high and you didn't cross her. Ever. If you valued your life, you did not cross the woman. But her name was Carmela. And she came on the boat from Sicily with my grandfather 100 years ago. They arrived and they came over on the same boat from Sicily, but they did not know each other. At the time, she was 6 and he was 8, and they came over on the same boat. And then they met later in life, realized that they had come over on the same boat. They lived in the same small town in Sicily. And they got married, and then they had my dad, and here I am. So then I had a sister whose name was Carmela as well. And then I named my daughter Carmela. So there's lots of Carmelas. We call Carmela Ella, though we don't call her Carmela. Okay, so I'm trying to decide, do we want to do the branch, the whole branch, and stick our cute little bird on the branch? The lady that we're stealing her idea, is she did these 2 little things and she stuck the bird in between them, kind of more like a nest. But I'm kind of liking the branch. I'm just sticking right on the branch. We still have to figure out what color we're going to do the rest of our birdhouse in too. So I think I don't know, I kind of like part of the branch. We don't have to do the whole branch. Just part of it. That's where I'm leaning. What do you guys think? Oops, I need to write on this. Branch. And then we're going to do our cute little birds. So she just did these 2 little, she did one way, one the other way, and she put the bird in between. But I think for demonstration purposes, I'm going to try to do it where we're not using every single transfer for you guys, because sometimes it's nice to not have to buy every single transfer, right? And you want to recreate what it is we've made. We're going to go this way. Because I think with the branch, you really can go in either direction. It doesn't really matter. It's a branch, right? So we stick our cute little branch down. We're going to go a little bit over, not a ton. And then we're going to stick our cute little bird in the middle. So we're going to make our branch. I did think about making our branch copper shimmer, but then I thought against it, and we're going to go brown. So bark is the name of our brown color. Because, it's got to have a fun name. It just can't be brown. It's got to be bark. And we're making a branch out of it, so it's an appropriate name. And we're going to lift it up carefully. Oh, I love this board. I'm telling you, everybody needs this chalkboard. Or it's not a chalkboard, this palette board. It is just a gorgeous board. Okay. Now we're going to dry our little branch guy. So this is more involved than our normal transfer, right? Our normal transfer is kind of one and done, maybe a couple colors. But this is where you can really get into the creativity of the transfers. And you can really play with any way you want to do them. So we're just drying our branch so we can layer on our bird. Okay. So next, we need to make the roof in our birdhouse holes. I feel like we should introduce a color other than red. But maybe we just need the red. Maybe that would be the red pop of color then, right? So we could do the whole rest of the birdhouse stuff in bark and kind of stay with the whole brown theme. But I'm kind of thinking then cream and brown, just brown, that's kind of boring. I do have the like foofy grass stuff that we can put, like there was really a bird in here, but I mean, I don't really think the circles and the little peg thing should be anything other than brown or black. What do you guys vote? We're going to make our birds red. So while you guys, what, black, brown, or do you think a color? And in the meantime, I'm going to put our cute little red bird on here because that might help us too. I'm going to write on here, I'm going to put bird, but because there's two of them, I'm going to put number 1, and then I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going to flip over my transfer, and I'm going to write number 1 on my bird so that I know which bird goes on which backer sheet. Because they are different. They're different sizes and they are different orientations. So we're going to stick this cute little guy. I need my board to be straight. Stick this cute little guy. I mean, we could stick him off to the side. Right? Or should we put him in the... He's on... We could put him in the middle. I'm kind of liking him off to the side a little bit. Kind of like him there. Carefully push him down. Now we're going to go to candy apple red. My candy apple red is almost at the end of its life. So I was stirring up chalks today with my immersion blender. And I had come up with a brainstorm idea of, does anybody have, you know those little things called a frother where you froth milk with them? I was thinking, why can't you use those? And they're really inexpensive. So I ordered one on Amazon. We're going to try that for stirring up our chalks when it gets here. But you know, Amazon isn't really delivering anything right now. Okay, he seems like he's laying down, so he's going in the wrong direction. We're going to put him up a little more so he's more straight than he was. There we go. Much better. Okay, stick him down. Get my red chalk paste. Load up my squeegee. Oops, that's way too much paste. And chalk him on. Now we're going to carefully lift it off. Darlene says bark for the roof. Okay, so now I have this super cute little red bird. Stick this in my water bath. There's no color then though. It's really dull in color. Not that that's bad, because I don't think that's bad. I mean, obviously there's red in the middle of it, but red's not really a very popular home decor color. So I was trying to balance the red. But maybe we don't need to balance the red. I'm just drying our little bird guy off. Okay, this is really cute. It's going to be even cuter when we put the little holes in this little roof guy on. And maybe we don't need the other bird. Maybe we only need one bird. Possibilities are endless. Okay, so I'm going to pull off my transfer. This time I am going to do the step that I have been ignoring this whole time, and I am going to fuzz because I'm laying it over chalk paste. And I don't want the stickiness of my transfer to pull off. Oh, and this guy's sticky. I don't want it to pull off the chalk that I already have down. So this is a step called fuzzing. I just like the red for the pop of color. All right, Darlene, we're going with it. So again, I'm just picking up some fuzz. Maybe, I think my problem is I'm not a really huge fan of cream. So I'm trying to, okay, so now I see my little registration marks, and then I have my registration marks on here. So my goal is to line them up together. And get them where that little bullseye mark is in my bullseye mark. I'm way high over here. There we go. That guy's good. Yep. This gets a little high. Straighten him out. Oops. I wanted to do that without picking the whole thing up. So I'm going to bring it a little closer to me because it would be easier. It was a little closer. Now, if I was smart and I'd fuzz it more, okay, bullseye, not quite. So it needs to come down a little bit. This is always the hardest part, if you even want to call it a hard part. It's not really hard. Time consuming, there we go. This is the time consuming part. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we're lined up, we're in our little bullseyes. Okay, so now I just need to push down the little areas that I'm going to chalk around. I don't need to push down the whole thing. I am not straight, and that's gonna bug me. So why am I not straight? Oh, I get it. This side has to come down a little bit. It's always the hardest part. I'm sorry for all the dead air. And sometimes you just gotta give up and go with the transfer. Because that's the other thing, that this is not a hard transfer to line up. Big key is making sure you're straight. Okay, that guy's good. Ah, we might have it. Okay, as good as it's gonna get. Go just seal in your edges of where you're gonna chalk. We're gonna grab our bark. We're going for bark. And we're just gonna zoom our little roof. Get our roof on here. The other nice thing about this is, if for some reason you did this and you just didn't like the colors, you can totally go over it. You just wash off your transfer, lay it down, and put it back over it, and just chalk a new color over it. So just kind of give you some play with, okay, I thought that color was going to be really nice, but in the end I don't really like that color. It gives you some options. So carefully pulling my transfer off, because again, I don't want to pull off all that chalk paste that's underneath it. Okay. Take this, stick it in my water bath, and don't do what I just did, which was fold it into each other, so now it's folded in half in my water bath. Okay. It's sticking to itself in the water bath. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay, once your transfers are wet, they're no longer sticky. Okay, it's cute. Take off our big old blobs of blue in the middle of it. We're going to dry our roof and decide if we need another bird. you, Darlene. So I'm just drying it. Because if we want to put the other bird, she put a bird on top of our roof too. We can or cannot do that. I think the sentiment with the birds, the little red birds, is just very appropriate. Hey, Lori Baker, Lori. I hope you and your family are doing well as well. I can see you've been working on lots of gardening in your pictures. Okay. So we're good and dry. I don't know, do we need another bird? So she had a bird up here. Just another, I suppose maybe it's, you know, a twosome, right? We could put him on the little perch up here too. Oops, his little tail's not gonna, well, we can put him down. We won't get his whole tail. Whole tail. Not hotel, whole tail. Whew. We could put him down here too. What do you think? Do we need the other bird? Or is he just good the way he is? I don't know. I don't mind the other bird. Stick him on here. I don't know, where would the bird be sitting on the birdhouse, right? He'd be sitting on the top of it. It's kind of cute, just the way it is. If we did this one, to get his whole entire, I'm just going to change the word I'm using, to use his entire tail, we got to bring him down. Pretty big amount. So he's going to cover up the Cheryl says she likes it how it is. Kind of like it with just one. Darlene says, I agree. Kind of liking it with just one too. I don't know. I think he's good with just one. I think we're going to leave him with just one. Now, we could put the other one on here too. I mean, we could put them next to each other. If you did maybe on the end of the branch. Like this, right? Where they're next to each other. We could do that. We could make them. They're shaped differently and they're slightly off each other. So when you look at them, like this one's tail is longer, he's not as fat, and his head is up where the other one's head is more straight. I like the one bird, but it needs a little something near the birdhouse, right? It needs something. Now we could put the foofy stuff, which is of course nowhere near me, but you know, like the raffia stuff on here. We could use some of the birds from, you know, there's these, this came with the Those We Love transfer, but they're totally wrong for what we're doing. Shouldn't be this hard. Right? What else could we put on here? What else do the birds come with? It says gather, and then we've got all these like little flowers and stuff. Well, we could just put the raffia stuff on here, but that's like three-dimensional then. So it gives it some texture. I don't know, I just kind of like it the way it is. I like the one bird, but oh, that's Susan. Hey, Susan. Or maybe if you did it on the branch. Yep, we could do it on the branch. We could put him up here. We could put him on a perch. That's going to cover up a lot of the birdhouse, though, if we do that. I think we're going to leave it alone. I think we're going to walk away from the chalk, which is not something I normally do. I don't what else we could do. I mean, we could put, you know, like a design of some, like a flower or something on the birdhouse. Ah, hey Diane. Diane is saying that too. A little flower on the birdhouse below the top hole. Yeah, we could put a flower here. Got lots of flower options. But then we have the whole problem of what color to make the flower. Because you wouldn't do pink, because pink would be bad with this color combination. Wisteria, which is the lavender color, again, doesn't really go with it. We could do, see, I think anything pink with the red throws that off. We could do white. We could put a white flower on it. Doesn't have to be a colored flower. Yellow, I don't think works with the red. I don't know. I don't think we can. The problem with a flower is color. We'd have to do it in white, I think. So if we did a flower, I mean, there's this cute little flower right here that comes with this transfer. Just a cute, it's kind of small though. We could do that. We need to look for other transfers that have flowers on them. I don't know. I think we have to think about this one. I don't want to mess with it because it's really pretty the way it is. And does a flower make it cutesy? We're not going for the cutesy look. Ooh, ocean mist. Jennifer, that's a good idea. Ocean mist is a super pale blue. It's kind of a gray blue. Ocean mist wouldn't be bad. Or morning sky. Morning sky is a brighter blue. But ocean mist is pretty. And it's pale, it's subtle. This would be, yeah, this wouldn't be bad. I could go for some ocean mist, but are flowers blue? That's the only other thing. Are we better off going white? Because flowers aren't really blue. We could look for a big, I mean, there's lots of transfers that have flowers on them too. So we could go and find other flowers. There's lots of flower choices. There's no shortage of flower transfers. We could do ocean mist. I know, I'm making this take way longer than it should, right? I should just know. Let's do that. We'll cut this other flower out and we'll see what we think size-wise. If it's, I'm looking around for, it's really tiny. Ooh, Lori Baker, that's a big word. Delphiniums? Darlene says white if I put the flower. Jennifer says there are blue flowers. This is a pretty little flower though. I mean, I think he's do you think he's too little? I don't mind the blue, but does it take away from it then? I think we've agreed there's no more birds. So I'm gonna put this bird guy away. This bird guy away. And because it's layered chalk, if I don't like it, it won't be as easy to get rid of it. Because the chalk is layered. So we'd have to redo the whole birdhouse, which isn't a big deal, but. Here. What do you think? Little flower? That's not bad. But should it be white? White or blue? I know. Cheryl! We need Cheryl. Cheryl's our go-to color person. Cheryl never steers me wrong. Not that you guys do, don't get me wrong, but Cheryl's always been my little color flower friend. Jennifer says you would need a couple of them because of their size. Yep. Diane says ocean mist. He's so tiny. I mean, it's just, I mean, he's the size of the hole, I suppose. You know what I think in my head is I need one of those quilting squares. They just don't make them this little. Yeah, they're not that little. Be safe with the white, Susan says. Yeah, white is safe. Well, you know what we can do, Susan? That's a good idea. Let's do the white, and if we don't like the white, we can go over it in blue. All right, we're just gonna put a little white flower right here. The flower would be cute, Cheryl says. Blue would be good. What about one above each hole? All right, so we did 1, 2. I think that's too much. I'm going for minimalist. Cheryl says do a white flower above each hole. What if I did like one in between each hole? Like boom and boom. Instead of doing 3, just did 2. Keep it little. You don't want to take away from the words, Diane says. Yes, I agree, Diane. And by the way, Diane, welcome to our Chalk Party. All right, I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to go blue. If we don't like it, we're going to chalk white right over it. Because we could do gray too, because that's the color of our board. See, that's what I think is going to happen is this color is just going to get grayed out. You can't even see it. All that debating and you can't even see it. It's because he's wet. When he's dry, you'll be able to see him. And he's still blue. He didn't gray out. So Ocean Mist is a super pale gray blue. It's a beautiful color. One of my absolute favorite colors. Okay, that's not bad. All right. That's good. We can walk away from the chalk now. Don't you think? Walk away from the chalk, Maria. I don't mind the flower. The flower's cute. Okay. Whew. Thank you for my flower dilemma and bird dilemma. So this is our diagonal palette board. Absolutely beautiful chalkboard. I mean, it's not a chalkboard. Palette board. I am totally kicking myself, quite honestly, that I have not used this surface. Last week was the first time I have ever used this surface, and I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't use it sooner because I am absolutely in love with it, and I can, like, there's 5 million transfers now I want to put on it. It is $17.99. They did just reduce the price of it, which is why I started using it, honestly. Before, I felt it was too expensive of a board, so I never bought it, and then they reduced the price, and now all of a sudden I'm like, well, now I understand. It's a gorgeous board. I would do one in the middle and one in between. Oh, like in here? It's too big. Well, it would go over the holes. It's too big. Get it so you can see the whole thing. Kind of got stuff everywhere at the moment. That's what happens when Maria tries to get creative. Things go flying and I end up with stuff everywhere. I know that surprises all of you so much, right? That that's what I end up doing. You guys are like way far over. Okay, so those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I kind of like it just the way it is. Because the words are really the message and the cardinal, which is, I mean, I realize Lori Baker Lori probably knows what kind of bird it really is. But we're pretending it's a cardinal. Just because, you know, we want it to be a cardinal. This is sweet. We have a dear friend that just lost their mother. So we're going to give this to them. Above the holes and below the other flower. Right. Oh, you mean like here? Oh, yeah. It would fit there. So kind of like, almost like a triangle. A pyramid, because it'd be 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we could do that. I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to overdo it. I want it to be as simple and minimalist as possible. But I do think it needed something. So we're going to leave it the way it is, I think. I don't know. I have to think about it. But for the most part, I'm probably going to leave it alone. I don't know. You never know. When I take the picture in the morning, don't you always look at them and like, oh, oh, she changed that. Sometimes I do that. All right, so this is our beautiful, beautiful board. We used 3 different transfers. We used Those We Love, which is a gorgeous sentiment. We have done this sentiment before with the splash technique. So if you want to see other examples of this transfer, this is just the transfer by itself with a splash technique background, which is an extremely easy background to do. And we made this live, so you can find this video on the page in the previous video. So just go back and you can find this one. Probably the easiest place to find this is actually on my YouTube channel, because then you can search for splash technique and you'll find it right away. But this is another example of this transfer. So this is kind of more farmhouse style, and this is probably more contemporary, modern, I guess. So there's lots of different ways to completely create with the same transfer and give it a totally different look, which is one of the nice things about this company, is you can just completely change up how things look. You could also use the flower on the branch. Yes, you could. Put like a little flower. Yeah. I mean, if we wanted, we've got all these fun little pieces. I mean, we could put them in like a little nest. That's what this is designed to do, you know, put them kind of underneath him and give him a little nest. Hence the bless our nest part. There's all kinds of totally crazy things you can do. Not crazy, totally creative things that you can do with them. All right, so if you can do this, it helps me tremendously. Thank you to everybody who takes the time to push that button. If you're not in the VIP group where the Make It Monday bundles are, and we're kind of all things Mother's Day this week, you want to get in there, just comment, add me, and I'll get you in there. And Susan, I'm not forgetting, I need to check, but I'm almost positive you're in there already. If you want to check out these products, you can go to www.chalkcouture.com/makingmaria. This is our diagonal palette board, Those We Love, and the Feathered Friends collection. This is the birdhouse, and then the we used our Bless Our Nest. We used all 3. The Bless Our Nest, we only used the flower from, though. Bird and Branch is this one, Birds and Branch. So that's our fun little, or if you want to see them, that's where you can go. If you're curious at all about what it means to be a Chalk Couture independent designer and how you can have as much fun as I'm having, making all these beautiful fun things and then either selling them or just creating them or teaching people how to do it, you can message me. I'd be more than happy to get you the information. You can just check it out, see if it's something that you would be interested in doing yourself. That's all I got for you tonight. So thank you so much to everybody who hung out with me while we made this. Thank you. I'll be back at you tomorrow night, because did you see? My box is out for shipment. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow before 8 p.m. So we'll see. Our new catalog launch for the summer collection, or Celebration Suite is its official name. The Summer Celebration Suite came out last week, and my box is shipped, and I was very naughty. I ordered every single transfer is going to be in that box. So tomorrow ought to be really fun. It'll be like Christmas, right? We'll open up that box and all kinds of fun things are going to come out of it. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. So come back and check out all the fun new transfers that came out in the summer collection. Sweet. Summer suite of products. All right. Thanks so much for watching me. Hope you have a super fantastic Tuesday. See you guys.